exchanges of communications between Yusek Bersamin and the President, no, ni-report niya yung pagkakompleto ng 7.112 billion in deliveries, no? Tapos may acknowledgement ng Pangulo. Ang maraming mga exchanges dito ay nagpapatungkol sa election campaign expenses.
Congressman Tino says his source is Batangas Representative Leandro Leviste. Malacanang, for its part, vehemently denied what it calls rehashed allegations against the president. The House of Representatives recently junked 2 impeachment complaints against the chief executive.
Akusasyon na to, sagutin nila, hindi sinasabi na tapos na yan, sinisiraan lang kami, hindi dapat. Meron kasing mga serious allegation. And I think it's the responsibility of Senator Lacson as chairman of the Blue Ribbon Committee to continue with the investigation of the Bersamin. Habang may pinagtatakpan, ang nahihirapan yung bayan.
Dadagan ang News Update.
Joining us on the program, Congressman Edgar Erice. Congressman, good afternoon to you. Thanks for joining us today. Welcome to the program.
Good afternoon, Katrina.
It's Carmina, and you're live on
Carmina,
ANC.
sorry.
Not a problem. It happens all the time. Now, first of all, before we continue with the discussion, Congressman Leviste now refusing to answer questions regarding his latest bombshell, saying that the public should just listen to your statements and Congressman Tino's statements. First of all, your reaction to that he has now passed the burden to you to answer questions regarding these alleged communications between the president and his underlings. Go ahead.
Actually, when he talked to us, five representatives, I told him that what is his motives? Ano ba yung motibo mo? Ano ba yung bakit mo kami kinausap? At ang sabi niya naman ay, sabi ko baka ano ba yan? Meron ka bang self-preservation? Sabi niya, this is for the country, sabi niya. So sabi ko, you should take the risk. Sabi niya, hindi pa panahon kasi I don't think that if ever yung mga groups like the Liberal Party, the Church is not ready to support us because their BBM will go down.
Yan po ang sabi niya.
Yan ang sabi niya. So,
anong sagot niyo?
Ang sabi ko sa kanya, sabi ko wala namang ang dapat talaga yung ano yung katotohanan, yun dapat, yun ang priority kasi pinakita niya sa amin. Actually, kaya niya kami na-approach kasi gusto niya daw kami tulungan para dun sa continuation ng impeachment complaint ng Makabayan lang. Kasi as I've been telling the Committee on Justice, they have violated Section 5, Rule 3 of the impeachment rules of the House. Kasi very clear naman at define yung standards in the determination of substance. Pero parang itinaas nila yung standards. So, hindi pa naman presentation ng evidence, hindi pa naman dapat presentation ng mga testimonies, inalis na, hindi na nila binigyan ng pagkakataon yung Makabayan lang to present evidences at hindi rin nila binigyan ng pagkakataon para masagot yung ng Pangulo yung mga allegations.
Okay, Congressman. Congressman, bago tayo magpatuloy, So ang sinabi ni Congressman Leviste sa inyo, he wanted to help with the impeachment complaints against President Marcos. Let's talk about the timeline first. Kailan ho siya lumapit? Ito ba yung kasagsagan ng pagdinig ng House Justice Committee on the impeachment complaints against the President or pagkatapos?
Nung Wednesday kasi nung natapos sa Committee on Justice, tinawagan niya ako, then we met Thursday. Pinakita niya sa akin yung text messages and pagkatapos inimbita ako ni Congressman Tino kinaumagahan Friday morning, mas marami na kami, pinakita rin niya uli at tapos nag-meet kami uli ng Saturday, lima na kami ng Congressman. Pagkatapos nag-meet pa kami uli Sunday kung saan kung saan ay kasi hinihingi namin sa kanya na kung para matulungan mo kami, mag-affidavit ka so that we can present it in the plenary.
Okay.
Pero parang natakot siya, so yun na nangyari.
Alright. Congressman, ang klaro pa lang ngayon sa mga statements ni Congressman Leviste, listen to Congressman Tino and Erice. Ngayon po sinasabi nyo, there were 5 of you that he met. Sino-sino pa yung tatlo?
Hindi, ayoko namang banggitin na iba dahil ako yung binanggit ni Congressman Tino, kino-confirm ko lang, nakakasama ako. At ayoko nang magbanggit ng iba.
Kailan pa po nasa possession ni Congressman Leviste yung
According
mga
to-
exchanges na meron siya? Go ahead.
According to him, nung binanggit ni Senator Lacson yung mga pangalan ni E.S. Bersamin as Yusek Bersamin, natakot si Yusek Bersamin. So ang ginawa niya, kasi ang iniisip niya baka maging Paul Guy siya, gumawa siya ng affidavit at nang punta siya sa bahay ni Congressman Leviste, doon nila ginawa yung affidavit at nagpakita si Congressman Leviste ng CCTV footages kung saan dumarating sa bahay niya yung si Yusek Bersamin kasama yung mga lawyers at doon naiwan sa kanya yung mga documents.
Congressman, ano ang nag-uugnay kay former Yusek Bersamin at kay Congressman Leviste? Why go to the congressman? Go ahead.
Well, I think the mayor of Taal is a close ally of Congressman Leviste. And the mayor of Taal has blood relations with Yusek Bersamin. In fact, the mayor is the former chief of staff of E.S. Bersamin.
So those are the ties that bind. So merong pagtiwala itong sa pagkakaalam ninyo, may pagtiwala itong si former Yusek Bersamin dito kay Congressman Leviste. Kaya sa kanya nagpunta.
Yes.
Okay. And itong mga text messages, let's go to that now, Congressman Erice. Yung nakita nyong text messages, in what form did you see this? Nakaprint na ho ba? Summarized na ho ba? Go ahead.
Nasa USB. So, iba-ibang dates. Number, dalawang numbers. Allegedly, it's the number of President Marcos and the number of Yusek Bersamin. It's smart. Hindi ko na lang matandaan kung ano eh. Yung kay President Marcos, smart 0918 eh. Tapos kay Yusek Bersamin. Tapos meron silang exchanges. Mahaba eh. Months of exchanges tungkol dito sa pagkakatanda ko, almost 8 billion na nakuha from flood control from Bernardo, from Yusek Bernardo, na ginamit sa Alyansa campaign. Naka-detail doon kung saan ginamit. At meron ding 1 billion more than 1 billion from the Bureau of Customs and another almost 500 million from confidential funds of the President. Yun yung naka-detail doon. Very, very detailed yung expenses, including payment for example, dahil si Congressman Chanco, yung campaign manager, may payment on that went through him, yung payment ng entertainer. Payment sa yung tulong sa mga alyansa senators. Yan lahat yan dumaan according to the text messages, dadaan kay Congressman Toby Chanco. At kinausap ko nga si Toby, kinonfirm niya naman sa akin. Kaya lang, hindi niya raw alam kung saan galing yung pera.
Okay. So, dahil tinanong nyo si Kong Toby at kinonfirm niya na meron ngang ganong halaga na binigay doon sa entertainer at para sa operations ng alyansa, sa tingin ninyo, Congressman Erice, nangangahulugan ba na kung ano man ang pinakita sa inyo ni Congressman Leviste ay totoo? It's authentic.
May value na kailangan imbestigahan. Kasi hindi na matapos-tapos itong flood control mess na ito. imagine, Carmina, di ba nagsimula yan sa ICI? Paikot-ikot, walang nangyari. Hanggang mag-resign na yung mga commissioners. Tapos dumating sa Blue Ribbon Committee. Nung mabanggit na yung pangalan ng mga Bersamins, si Senator Lacson mismo nagbanggit ng pangalan na involved sila. Pero hindi niya na pinatawag, hindi niya na inimbestigahan. Para bang laging napuputol yung investigation.
And since you saw this exchange, the very detailed exchange and the very detailed items that Congressman Leviste showed you, yung
Yes.
sinasabi niyo po na parang walang napupuntahan, napuputol yung investigasyon. Now that you've seen these items from Congressman Leviste, what does that tell you, Congressman Erice?
Well, kasi nga nakita ko very detailed, tapos meron mga exchanges between the alleged numbers of the president na hindi related ito, hindi mga national issues. Mas maganda nga ilabas na ni Leon yan kasi he owes it to the people to reveal the truth.
Diretsuhin ko po kayo, Congressman Erice. Dahil nga sinabi nyo kanina na tila paikot-ikot ang investigasyon, napuputol sa ilang mga bahagi. Dahil sa nakita ninyo at pinakita sa inyo ni Congressman Leviste, ito ba sa tingin ninyo yung eksplanasyon kung bakit paikot-ikot yung investigasyon at dahil ito di umano'y may kinalaman din ang presidente?
Yes, I think so. Kasi sabi nga ni kung sino-sino tinuturong mastermind. Una, Saldico. Tapos tinuturo, Martin Romualdez. Tapos, hindi ko alam talaga eh. So, I think it's a cover-up. And a cover-up will require a series of cover-ups. Yan yung nangyayari sa atin ngayon. At ang masama dito, masakit dito, hanggat hindi natatapos to, naapektuhan yung economy natin.
Congressman, why was it that the very first question that you asked Congressman Leviste when he was about to show you these exchanges, why was the first question, what is your motive?
Kasi tinawagan niya ako, pinakita niya sa akin. Gusto kong malaman kung ano yung motibo niya.
At klaro ba sa inyo kung anong motibo niya? Naniniwala ho ba kayo kay Congressman Leviste?
Ang sabi niya kasi sa akin, lumapit sa kanya si Congressman, si Yusek A.
Yusek ano po?
Yusek Bersamin.
Okay.
Lumapit sa akin. Tinanong ko, ang sabi niya, ano ba motibo ni Yusek Bersamin? Sabi niya kasi una, self-preservation. Pangalawa, alam din nila na after 2028, baka lumabas to, sila na lang yung naiiwan. So, yan yung kinakaba sabi nga ni Yusek Bersamin. Kaya, o kaya may mangyari sa kanya. Sabi niya pa nga sa akin, si Yusek Bersamin ay gumawa ng videotape na affidavit na kung sakasakali na may mangyayari sa kanya, ay ilalabas na.
Let's get into that. Kasi parang sinabi din naman niya, nagpahapyaw doon sa kanyang Facebook post itong si Congressman Leviste na hindi naman matitigil sa kanyang pag-alis ang paglabas niya ng ebidensya. Do you think that that's coming? Do you think that
Pardon?
Do you think po itong videotaped affidavit na binabanggit niyo po ay ilalabas din at malapit ng ilabas?
Well, I'm convincing him kasi sabi ko, credibility mo naman yung at stake dyan. Saka, dapat you should take the risk. If you really want to help this country, you should take the risk. At ang sabi niya sa akin, there are more evidences, compelling evidences na nasa kanya.
Balikan lang po natin yung pinakita sa inyo ni Congressman Leviste. You mentioned that it was in the form, it came in a USB.
Yes.
Nung nakita nyo na po yung nilalaman, was it a summarization? Was it actual screenshots? Paano ho ba?
Actual. Parang inaano niya ni-scroll down niya yung conversations from months to months, days to days.
So it was prepared?
I think so.
Opo. At dahil may intervention na ganon, na prepared, would you still believe the
Hindi,
veracity?
I'm not sure, I'm not sure, Armina, kasi parang scroll niya, hindi ko alam kung screenshots yun o prepared. Parang, kasi may number, may lumalabas na number. Pag binababa niya, scroll down niya, lumalabas lagi yung numbers.
Do you think it was extracted from Telecom's data or binigay mismo ni Yusek Bersamin? Paano kaya? Kasi hindi namin
Hindi niya naman hindi niya makukuha yung hindi binigay sa kanya ni Yusek Bersamin.
And naniniwala ho kayo because alam naman natin yung recent history no ni Congressman Leviste. First he said that he obtained the documents, the Cabral files, right, from
Yeah.
the late Yusek. Pagkatapos kalaunan may lumabas na puwersahan niya itong kinuha. With this particular set of info, do you believe that the former Yusek Bersamin indeed gave this voluntarily and that the congressman did not forcibly take this data, this set of information from the former Yusek, Congressman?
Well, kaya nga sabi ko, it's better that siguro si Senator Lacson, siya naman ang nagsimula nung na-involve yung mga Bersamins. Why not call Leviste in the Blue Ribbon Committee and ask him to show all these files? Kasi hindi naman dinedeny ni Congressman Leviste na pinakita niya sa amin. So, hindi niya naman madideny. Ang dami namin. Puro congressman.
But where do you go from here? I mean, that window is already closed. Prinesenta na po sa plenaryo at pinagbotohan na po. Tapos na, the one-year bar rule now takes effect. So where do you go with this information then if it is true that this proves that the president was in on it? Go ahead.
Kailangan magkaroon ng closure yung flood control mess. At palagay ko, ang pwede na lang dito yung Blue Ribbon Committee. Unless the Makabayan Black files a petition for certiorari for grave abuse of discretion sa Committee on Justice dahil kasi clear ang standards ng sufficiency in substance, very clear ang standards doon, nasunod naman nung kanilang complaint pero pinatay kagad. So kung pwede silang tibakbo kasi it's on procedures naman dahil very clear yung standards ng aming impeachment rules na ang requirement lang is recital of facts and it's next.
On its own, Congressman Erisa, katulad nga nung nabanggit nyo dito, kanina may pangamba yung mga nakausap ni Congressman Leviste on the liberal side. Parte po kayo nun dati, no? And now you're appearing to be an independent. Natatakot sila dun sa repercussions. So explain to us why this should not be feared because may nakaambang na pagdinig sa impeachment complaints against the Vice President.
Yes.
And then there's the 2028 elections.
Yes.
And then of course there's the rule of succession. So, kayo po, bilang veterano na rin po kayo sa politika, how do you navigate through this? All these moving parts. Go ahead.
Alam mo sa akin, Carmina, na nalulungkot ako kasi because of the fear that the Vice President will succeed the President in case of impeachment, in case of resignation, na kailangan tanggapin na lang natin na niloloko tayo ng gobyerno. Para hindi mapalitan si Presidente dahil mapapalit natatakot tayo kay Vice President Sara, hayaan na lang natin, tanggapin na lang natin na niloloko tayo, tanggapin na lang natin yung mga kasinungalingan, tanggapin na lang natin na maghintay na lang tayo ng 2028. Kaya nalulungkot ako talaga.
Bakit hindi ho katanggap-tanggap yun sa inyo?
Pardon?
Bakit ho yun hindi katanggap-tanggap sa inyo?
Well, sa akin kung ano yung katotohanan we should not sacrifice the truth for any consequence. Pero yun ang talagang nangyayari. Actually, one of gusto ko na sabihin ko na rin, kaya natakot si Congressman Leviste na kanilabas. Pre-reserve niya to sa isang bishop. para matulungan. Pero sabi ng bishop, huwag na lang ilabas.
Anong rason na binigay?
Parang siguro, because the church is so averse with the Dutertes. Naiintindihan ko naman because of the war on drugs. I was the first one who spoke against the war on drugs. At naparusahan ako.
So paano nga? I mean, if and that fear is real. And those concerns are real.
At sa akin, ang sabi ko, we shouldn't be afraid of the truth. Tinatanong ko lagi yung sa aking discernment, nangangalangin ako. Basta ano yung sa tingin ko na dapat kong gagawin.
You know what
Pero
they're gonna...
that's me, not Leandro Leviste.
I get you. But you know what they're going to say, since you just said what you said, Congressman Erice, and they're going to say you said what you said because you're actually pro-VP. Your answer to that?
Pardon?
Ano po ang isasagot nyo dun sa mga nagsasabing kaya pala ganon ang sentimiento nitong si Congressman Erice ay nangangahulugan lamang na siya pala ay pro-VP?
Bro?
Pro-VP, pro-Sara Duterte.
Hindi po ako pro-Sara. I'm against war on drugs. I'm against the Duterte policies. If ever the VP will be the president, or if she won and I'm a congressman, I will be in the opposition. And I'm a liberal party member. At ako, ang batayan ko sa aking pagdesisyon, una, nananalangin ako sa Panginoon. Pangalawa, kung buhay si Pinoy, ano yung magiging desisyon niya? Napakamalapit ko kay Pangulong Pinoy. At tingin ko, kung ano yung ginagawa ko, yun yung magiging opinion ni Pinoy. Hindi dahil sa may kinakatakutan tayo ay iiwasan natin ang katotohanan.
But Congressman, part of the realm of possibilities as well, since kayo na rin mismo nagsabi, kinailangan yung alamin kung ano yung motibo ni Congressman Leviste, is it possible as well that he's also just, taking you guys for a ride? May posibilidad ba na hindi rin totoo ang sinasabi ni Congressman Leviste sa inyo? At may posibilidad ba na kayo'y nagagamit lang din?
Hindi po, wala po kasi I've been in politics for about 50 years. At nakikita ko si Congressman Leviste. Nakita ko naman po na totoo yung sinasabi niya. Hindi lang siya marunong magpahayag. Hindi lang siya siguro out of inexperience, out of siguro hindi niya masyado ma-comprehend kung ano yung nangyayari.
So how do you think
Pero totoo po, yung tingin ko, kaya nga una kong tinignan sa kanya paano niya mapapatunayan na nandun si Adrian sa bahay niya. So pinakita niya yung CCTV.
Kayo ho ba'y gagalaw para makausap si Yusek Bersamin at udyokin siya na sabihin sa publiko kung ano man ang nalalaman niya?
Ay hindi po. Hindi ko po gagawin yun. Unang-una, hindi ko naman po siya ganong kilala. At siguro nakita ko siya twice lang sa buong buhay ko.
Ano po sa tingin ninyo ang nararapat na mangyari ngayon? Aksyon mula sa Malacanang.
Well, dapat siguro paliwanag nila ng detalye kung ano yung nangyari. Sa akusasyon na to, sagutin nila. Hindi yung sinasabi na tapos na yan, sinisiraan lang kami. Hindi dapat. Meron kasing mga serious allegation. And I think it's a responsibility of Senator Lacson as chairman of the Blue Ribbon Committee to continue with the investigation of the Bersamitos.
Kapag hindi po nangyari yon, Congressman Erice, ano po ang pahiwatig nito sa inyo kapag hindi nangyari lahat ng hinihiling niyo po?
Then, ang pahiwatig nun, talaga may pinagtatakpan. Habang may pinagtatakpan, ang nahihirapan yung